this is how it started. I was walking through. It was like walking through. I was walking on this path. Now, this path didn't look like a normal path. This path, it was just, of course, a clear direction. But on the side of me, there were like abandoned homes. These homes, of course, like nobody was in it, didn't want to be in it. I mean, it was trees all around and just grass high and just, looked like something where you can find skunks and deers at. But it wasn't any of those. It were birds. They were birds that was all around. These birds were, describe these birds that I've seen. They were different shapes, different forms. Wasn't nothing hideous about them, but they were just different to me, very abnormal. As I approached one, it actually puffed up like a puffer fish. And I'm just kind of like, why is it looking like that? Why? But it still chirped, I'm like, and it just stood there just looking at me, I'm like, oh, I just kept walking on. And some birds were just, just flying right by me, just same path I was going to, just flying right by me. Somewhere I'll say yellow, somewhere white, different colors, blue, red. But they were just different. And how can I describe being different is as something close to angry birds, something looking like that, but they weren't angry. They were not angry. That's the only way I can describe those birds to you. Some look like regular birds that we have out here, as you see. Wasn't eagles or any type of dinosaur. It was just really big birds, like really round birds. They wasn't big as far as my height or longer, but it was just round, fat birds, basically. That's what I can say. But just think of angry birds, but they weren't angry. That's like something like that. But I didn't see no clouds, and if I did see clouds, it wasn't as clear. It was like I said, it was just trees all around and just homes. Just as I'm just walking, I just see these homes and stuff just on the side. I'm just walking right, clear direction, just straight forward. At that time, as I was walking, I was just kind of afraid of where I was going because I didn't know where I was going. I don't know what I was doing. I was just walking. I was afraid, and I just asked for a sign like, I don't want to go to the wrong place, so please give me a sign that, as far as a bird walking past my path, that I'm not going to be heading the wrong direction, because I was kind of afraid of where I was going. And as soon as I said that, a bird just walking right, maybe a couple of feet in front of me, just walking right across my path. And I was like, okay, cool. That was confirmation. Then, I didn't have to worry about anything. And as I look back, there was just so many birds around, big, like I said, real big round birds around and stuff. And I'm like, it was just a whole bunch of them, just all clouded around each other, chirping all around and just flying past. And I'm like, just like it was a little party or something. Like, I'm pretty sure I didn't drop no bird seeds. I didn't have any, but it was just all around. Anyways, now as I got up to this house, I wasn't necessarily like right in the house or in front of it, but it's like there was a huge pond, like a big pond right in front of me. Just a big pond. It had water and it was dark blue, say big pond. And then there was like a mansion that was in front. A mansion like right in front of the pond. And I'm looking, saying like the pond right here. And then there was a house like, front door and stuff, Now I knew that I was going to see something graphic. I just knew I was, and I kind of refused, like, no, but I did, and it was a dead body. To describe this guy, apparently, kind of seen while he was alive. He looked, of course, it wasn't me, but he looked like me, but didn't. Same skin color, dark black hair, but it was like kind of an afro, but a little longer, a little bit like right here, a little. And brown eyes, like brown eyes. And apparently he died, and I knew that this guy, like there was someone else there that told me that this person died 20 years ago or 40 years ago. Either one of those numbers, I can't remember exactly, it was either 20 or 40, but that person died 20 or 40 years ago, and that person's body is actually in that pond. Now, as I looked down, I was able to see what was not me, but it was someone else. And as I looked down, I see my, like, you look down, you're walking, you see your feet, you see your, your pants or your legs or whatever. But this person that I seen it wasn't my body. This person had on sandals. Just think of looking down and you see like your feet, like these are your toes. The sandals was like a dark brown, like a strap that was like maybe like right here, going right across the feet on both both feet. It was just going right across, like you had those kind of sandals. And the robe was about maybe about 3 or 4 inches below his knees. And it was white, but it wasn't the white that you see now. Like if you look anywhere around, you see something white, it wasn't like that. This white was not even plain. This white looked like white light. It was shiny, but it wasn't blinding where you just couldn't see it. You can look, but it was just the purest of white. And this was a robe. And this individual just simply stepped to the side, like right on the right side of me. And I couldn't see his face. This is exactly what I've seen. It was just from this level all the way down. That was like maybe like right here, like below his bottom lip, all the way down. That's what I was able to see. Now, there were some things said, but I'm gonna just describe what I had seen about this person that stepped on the right side of me. He had dark black hair, jet black hair. It was hanging from like rose, like right here, and it kind of like it was maybe like a little curl at the end, whatever, just a little bit, or maybe it was straight. I can't remember, but it was just dark brown, like thick black hair. I keep saying dark brown. I'm thinking of the shoes, the strap of the sandals. Jet black hair. It was like right here. The robe, it was kind of like I was able to see his chest. Like I was able to see this part right here. I was able to see this part right here. And the robe, I believe it did cover his arms, that kind of like how this is right here, kind of like covered that. But it was shiny. And he told me these words, and it was pretty much implying for me to do something. He told me to tell the person that was dead in the pond to get up and don't smile. He told me to say that to that person. So I immediately grabbed this individual that was in the pond. I was able to grab his wrist. I see my hand going down, grabbing his wrist and saying exactly those words, get up and don't smile. I don't know why he said that. He told me to say that. But I did anyway. So I got him, pulled him out of the pond, and he was alive. And he was just walking around us. Didn't say anything. He was just walking around, pacing around and stuff. And I didn't see him no more. I don't know where he go. I didn't know where he was off to. And then the man that had the robe on, black hair, he was about 6 feet. I'll say between 5'11" and 6'1", but he was like between those heights, like 5'11" and between 6'1". I'll say 6 feet just to be sure. Maybe 6 feet, 5'11" or 6 feet, either one of those. 6'1". He was medium. He wasn't. I didn't see him muscular. He wasn't muscular. He was kind of thin, but he wasn't bony. It was like a healthy size for a man. Wasn't bony, but he wasn't so muscular like a bodybuilder. It was just average sized guy. And as I seen him, he simply like sat down like right by me, kind of like moving. He sat down right by me, and as I looked at him, I was just looking at him, and then I cried. By the way, he did have like a beard too, like it was black right here. Like, 'cause I couldn't see his face, eyes, nothing like that, but I was able to see like, yeah. Um, but it wasn't, like like that. It was just, like kind of like what I have maybe. But it was black, to tell you that. He sat down, and there was like a fence by us, and he said, how on a corner there's like a curb where you can just sit down, what I'm saying? Before you cross the street, there's like that curb. It was something like that he was sitting on right there by the pool and stuff. And he was just sitting down, relaxing, I guess. And I just started weeping. I started crying. I don't know why. I just started crying. And I don't know why I did. I just started crying for some reason. I just started crying. And when I did, he looked right at me. Like he just simply turned so fast. As he was sitting down, he just turned so fast and just made eye contact with me. Like, and I just didn't see him. I didn't see his face. I just knew that he was looking right at me as I glanced at him. I just started crying. And that was it. I got up. As I woke up from that dream, I started thinking of stuff, I'm just thinking like, I knew who he was, basically, but just thinking, why did I started crying like that? Then I just thought about Peter when Christ was on the boat with him, and Peter knew who he was, and he said, "Lord, get away from me, for I'm a sinner." And Jesus never left him. He actually never left him, and that's what I just thought about as I got up. So basically, that was it. I've just been pondering on it ever since. And I'm thankful enough that I'm able to share this with you guys. So appreciate it.